guys, today we are going to do something that I've been wanting to do for such a long time. If you've been on my channel for a while, you know how much I love just like playing with my singles and like building stuff with my singles, but I just find that videos like that don't really do that well, which is why I don't do them too often. But like I said, I do love doing them, and today I want to create my own little Lethal palette. So I have a palette here from Lethal. I'm not going to open it because I've already built it. I'm filming the intro after the fact, but I was so inspired by a picture that I saw on Lethal's Instagram. I will pop that up right there. Basically, someone made a palette with like face products as well as eyeshadows inside of it, and I just thought that that would be so much fun. And since I have so many of the new Lethal products, I thought that we could just kind of incorporate some of those into this palette, as well as playing with some of the eyeshadows that I do have from Lethal. So basically that is what this video is going to be. I do also plan on doing a look with that, but it's not going to be in this video. That's going to be for the members only. So if you want to see the look that I'm creating with this palette after I've created it, after you've seen me create it, I should say, like I said, I've already made it. You can sign up for my membership. There is a join button down below right there, I think, and it will give you exclusive members tutorials or just members videos every month. Not going to have one up for December though, because I do plan on posting every single day, and I just don't have time to do 2 videos in one day as well as a, normal video every day. So I hope that's okay for you guys who are members. But this is going to be the November tutorial, or November look if you want to call it that. So if you want to see the look, you can sign up for my membership. Like I said, I will also have a link down in my description box if you can't see the join button. So I think we should just go ahead and get into like me trying to make this palette. So I'm going to move you to an overhead view so you can see a little bit better. So let's go ahead and create something fun. Let's go ahead and build a palette here. So I have brought out basically everything that I own from Lethal when it comes to stuff that can go in palettes. Obviously I don't have lip products here because why would I? So I have 2 of their single highlighters. I'm not really sure like which highlighter, or if I'm even going to put a highlighter into their palettes. I also have their new, I think this is called the Vernal palette. This is one of the face palettes. I will show you what this looks like. I've actually used this a lot. I love this bronzer. I've yet to try the highlighter, but the blush is beautiful as well. So maybe I want to use one of these, maybe I won't, but oh, whoa, did you see that? I might have to pull one of these out using a spatula, which is why I just brought this out. And I want to make my palette in this, but I do need to clean this first because this is disgustingly dirty. Like, look at that, that is bad. This is the problem with having white palettes, and I should not be allowed to use anything white, not only when it comes to makeup, but with clothing and stuff too. I never buy anything white because I make a mess and it's just not a good look. So let's see how dirty this is on the inside. Okay, not too bad. So let me just go ahead and clean the inside of this a little bit as well. I'm gonna flip this around so you can't see our ceiling. Here's what I want to do. I want to build a palette, and I want to use probably 2 of the face products in here along with some of my eyeshadows. So here we have all of the blushes that I got sent. I could probably pop these in a bit of a smaller palette, but these are the blushes, and then in here I have all of the eyeshadows that I own from Lethal. So I'm gonna cover up the ones that I have on the bottom here because those are irrelevant. So basically this is what we have to work with. Maybe I will just pull these down a little bit so you can see them a bit better so they don't go out of frame. But this is what I have. So I obviously don't have every shadow from Lethal. All I have are these. I also have their, what is the palette called? The latest palette that they came out with. I could depot that and put it in here, but I don't think I want to do that. One of the palettes that I did buy from Lethal is depotted in here. However, I don't remember the name of that either. I will have it on the screen or in my description box or something like that. But some of these are singles that I bought myself, and the rest are, I think it is these 9. These 9 shadows came in a palette, and I popped them out and I put them in here. So basically I'm going to use all of these shadows, and I'm going to put some of them into this little palette here along with probably 2 of these. So since I kind of want to just, I think I want to start with the face products because I want to pop some of these in here that I haven't used yet. I've yet to use this purple blush. Maybe it could be fun to, put a purple blush into this palette and kind of force myself to use that somehow, because it does scare me a little bit, and I also haven't touched my purple blush in the Menagerie palette. So this is going to be my little challenge, if you will, to actually use this. So what I want to do is I want to first find a highlighter, or find which highlighter is going to go with the best with this blush. So let's see. First off, we have the one here called Isotope. I haven't used all of these like too much because they are a little too light for me. I feel like they sort of leave a little bit of a gray cast, and it's not my favorite. So this is what this one looks like. Their formula is beautiful though. It's just the colors that aren't really I don't know, perfect for me, I feel like, which is why I haven't reached for them that much. Can you even see that? Maybe not the best place to swatch, but it is really pretty, and I do think it would look okay with the blush, but I think that I want to test out my other options as well. So this one is in the shade Ionic. Let me give you a swatch of this one as well. I'm still kind of playing around with the setup and trying to figure out like the best way to do this because I'm filming in my living room, so it's just a little bit of a different environment to get used to. So this has more of a purple shift to it. I'm not sure if you can see that. I'm so sorry if these swatches are terrible, but I think this is the one that I want to use, but I also do want to swatch the highlighter in this palette as well because I don't remember exactly what this one looks like. Hopefully I'm not going to break anything here. I'm just trying to keep it all in frame for you guys. Let me see. So here's what that one looks like. That one is definitely a contender as well. This one also has a bit of a like a pink shift to it. This is almost a pinky champagne, but I do think I'm gonna go with the middle one since that has more of that purple shift to it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this aside. I don't think I want to use the bronzer in my palette. I'm just gonna use a different bronzer when I do a look with this. Pop this little guy in here and then it should come right out. Yep, there we go. So gonna take that out of the packaging and we're gonna pop that in our little palette. So next what we're gonna do is we're gonna find out the eyeshadows that are going to kind of go nice with these face colors. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove this so that we have a little bit more room. Gonna wipe off my swatches and make sure that I am clean here. And then let's see, I'm gonna pop that right in the middle. That is perfect. Wow. If you're wondering what these are on the bottom here, these are actually depotted from the, what is the palette called? The blue purple palette from Natasha Denona. I used to have that palette and then I realized I didn't love it, so I gave the shadows that I didn't want with the palette to one of my friends. So these are what I am left with, and I do think they're beautiful shadows, but I'm obviously not going to be pulling for those because those are not my lethal ones. So let's see, which of these shadows here are going to go nice with the face products? That's kind of how I'm going to be building this palette along. So of course with me, the first thing that I look for in a palette, or if I'm going to build a palette, or you know, just whenever I want to do an eye look, is I want depth in my look, which means that I need a matte that is quite dark. So what are my options? Well, basically for being as deep as what I want, I have this one down here, which is sort of a eggplant, like a dark eggplant color. I could use this, I could use the black, or I could do this blue here. So I mean, for me, a black is just always a nice thing to have, and I love having blacks in my palette. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the black and I'm going to start with that because that is something that is very important for me when I do my makeup, is to have something that is quite dark. So I'm going to put that right in the corner, and then we're going to kind of fill up the sides here. So I think I have room for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more shades. I could be wrong if I'm counting this incorrectly. Maybe I have room for 6 more shades, but we're going to go ahead and just kind of take it one color at a time here. So I don't think I necessarily want to use any of the oranges because I don't really want to have an orange eye look with the purple blush. I would rather go more in like the cool toned route. So for me, I would like to have a blue because a blue is quite cool tone. Do I want to have the blue or do I want to have the teal? Those are basically of the same depth. I feel like they can be used in, you know, the same way. Like to me, both of these are transition shades. I wouldn't necessarily use this one to deepen up the lighter one because I don't feel like there's enough of a difference in the color and in the depth of the shadow. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and put this one in my palette because it's just a beautiful shade. So let me see, this one is called, actually let me not say the names yet, we'll do that at the end and I will just pop in a picture on the screen with the shadow names on them. Okay, so I have room for 2 more here and probably 2 more here. That's kind of what I'm guessing when I'm looking at these. So let's see, what else? I do wish I had a, you know, a bigger variety of colors to choose from here because I don't really have that many shadows from Lethal, so my options are quite limiting and I do have to pick, you know, a lot of these to be able to go in here. Now, am I going to use all of these on my eyes when I do a look? I don't know about that, but I just think it could be kind of fun to, you know, build a little palette around this. So what do I want to use along with the blue and the black? What is going to go nicely with those? Of course, the dark blue would go quite nicely with it, but do I need that since I already have the blue? I don't know. You could kind of argue back and forth if I need that or not, because I feel like if I, you know, deepen up the blue with the black, it's going to create a bit of a darker blue, so maybe I don't need it. So I'm going to skip it for now, but I do want some beautiful shimmers to go along with this, so I definitely want to have a inner corner shade. So I'm thinking I'm probably going to grab this light blue here. Let me give you a swatch of that one so you can just kind of see. So that's definitely a very icy blue that can make for a beautiful inner corner highlight, along with not only the blush but also the highlighter and the two shades that we have going on here. I could also go for more of a kind of yellow based highlighter or inner corner shade that could look nice as well, but I feel like this is a little too warm toned to maybe go with these, so I'm gonna go ahead and take this one out as well. I'm gonna pop that right in there, and I put it in the wrong way because the logo isn't the same as the other ones. Let me fix that. Let's see, what else do I want to have? I do need at least one more shimmer to put on the lid, and I am thinking I will pull in this dark blue shimmer because that would look really nice together with that black, and it would also just blend into the black very nicely. And I just stabbed my spatula right into that shadow. Don't do what I'm doing because I am not the most careful when it comes to handling my eyeshadows. Should probably be better at that, but I'm not. I'm gonna put that there. That looks beautiful. So this is gonna be a very wintry palette, I feel like, and I kind of want to keep it to that. So let's see, what do I want to do next? I definitely don't need to use both of these mattes, you know, all the way around my eyes. So maybe I do want to have another option to kind of pull into this. And I'm thinking maybe it could be fun to pull in this purple as well, since I have the purple blush. Maybe those could be nice together, and I do need another matte. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this in here, and then let's keep going. What else? Oh my god, I'm down to one. Wow, that went so quickly. I feel like once I started filling up this side, it was just done. Now I'm questioning everything I just did because I only have one more option left. Oh man, this is all of a sudden so hard. These two would blend beautifully in together though, so I don't think I need anything else in between these two shimmers necessarily. So I'm thinking now that what I want to do is maybe put in, like, I don't know, a pop of color of something that I maybe don't have in here already, but is still going to work with these colors that I have going on. So maybe I'll take the green, maybe that could be fun. Even the kind of pinky tone here would be fun as well. That would actually look really pretty blended into this one as well as this one, I think. Is that what I want to do? Would that be kind of fun? I think that would be kind of fun. Like, out of all of the options that I feel like I have here, I think that this would make for a really, really pretty little palette. So let me see what I got here. So is this all I need? Do I maybe want to switch out the purple for the other purple since this one is a little bit darker? I'm not really sure. I'm kind of liking the way it is right now too, and I'm also eyeing this gray, thinking if whether or not I should swap out the gray for maybe the purple, but I also kind of like this being in here. I'm not sure. I wish I could ask you guys what you think, but in a way I kind of like the way that this is looking. I feel like it looks very cohesive, but still with that pink, it kind of gives it a little extra something. So maybe this is just where I'm going to leave it. Was this a very short video? I'm not sure, but let's go ahead and swatch out this palette so you can see what it looks like all swatched out. I'm gonna make a little bit more room here. I will give you some quick swatches of what this palette looks like all together. So I'm gonna start, where am I gonna start? This is a strange one to swatch. Maybe I'll go this way and I'll do the eyeshadows first, and we can kind of put those next to each other, and then we'll do the face products underneath just so we can get a better view of this little palette that I just made. Like I said, I will have the names you know, on the screen when I'm done swatching these out, because it's really hard to take them out and like find the names on the back. Not only that, but some of these shadows, like I said, do come from a pre-made palette, and that palette doesn't have the shade names on the back of the shadows like the shadows that you buy individually do. So obviously I cannot wear a yellow shirt next time when I do film a look with this video, because that's just not going to go with the vibes that we have here. But here is the black swatched out. So far I really like this color story. I think this is quite fun. Let's do the last two eyeshadows here, and then we will do the face products as well. And of course I could use the highlighter in the face products as a, you know, in a corner shade or something like that as well. Let me just make a little bit more room here on my arm so I can swatch all of them. What did I just swatch? I swatched this one, and now we're gonna give this one a swatch. This purple is just so beautiful. And this is the blush. As you can see, these would actually make for a really nice eyeshadow look too. Like, I could definitely use this blush as a transition shade to this color right here. So I feel like this is coming together as quite a cohesive little palette. Like, I could see myself traveling with this. I feel like I could get a lot of looks out of this little color story. I could get some lighter looks, I could get some darker looks depending on like what I put together. And I feel like this is kind of cute. Like, is it my perfect palette? No, not by any means, but I also was quite limited in the shadows that I do have from Lethal, so obviously I didn't have all the options in the world. Let me know if you want me to do this with another brand. I feel like that could be kind of fun. Like, I would definitely do that. I love building my own little palettes. I just think it's super fun to just like play around with my singles and see what I can come up with. So I really enjoy this little palette and I'm excited to use it. And like I said in the beginning of my video, if you want to see me use this in a video, that is going to be my members only tutorial for this month. So go ahead and become a member if you would like to see that. If not, you are missing out. But either way, thank you so much. I'm just happy you are watching this video. If you want to see some other singles content that I have on my channel, I will put my playlist up on the screen. And if you're new, I would love it if you would consider subscribing, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!